Hey, what is going on, guys? A Project Era update has just come through, and with it, there has been a new round of balance changes. The Silence SMG has been unvaulted, while the Minigun and Semi-Auto Sniper have been vaulted. So in today's video, we'll discuss those three changes and how it affects the way you might want to play. This is really great to see, as Era has been for the past 3 updates now, making balance changes every week, which is great just to shake up the meta and hopefully improve the gameplay with every update. Okay, let's start out with the Silence SMG Unvault. So only the green and blue variants have been unvaulted, and I think this is a really, really good change. Silence SMG is a viable competitive option with your other two choices, which is the normal SMG and the P90. Comparing against those two, the Silence SMG is the most accurate, so it has the longest effective range. It's also got a generally quick reload and a pretty decent DPS of a 216. That's a little less than the normal SMG at 228, but a little better than the P90 of 210. Over which of the three to take, honestly, it's really down to preference. If you want to go point blank and go in a straight spray duel, the normal SMG is still going to be the best option because it's got the highest damage per second and also has the highest rate of fire, which means it's easiest to leak shots through walls. Silence SMG is kind of the jack of all trades. It's got the most effective range, it's the most versatile, and it's got generally nothing it does badly. While the P90, you have the biggest magazine, which makes it most effective for continuous pressure. Overall, you can try out all three of them. All three of them are competitive options, but they're also not mandatory carries either. If you don't want to run an SMG at all, that's up to you. Next, let's talk about the minigun being vaulted. Honestly, I'm kind of neutral on this change. The minigun, I think, was viable in some limited circumstances. I think in team modes, it was more effective for someone to lay down continuous pressure. I don't think the minigun was that great, though, because it was super unresponsive. It took forever to wind up. And the damage per second of 228 is actually the same as the normal SMG. So it's not like you were shredding people any faster than you could with the SMG at point blank range. I don't think this thing was that great. Against other structure destroyers like the RPG, quad launcher, and grenade launcher, I think those were all three better options. So really, I don't have a problem with it being vaulted. I wouldn't have had a problem if it was left as is or if it was buffed slightly. I think this is just kind of whatever. I know some of you got really annoyed by this weapon though, so I can understand why they did it. Kind of just okay with this. Finally, the Semi-Auto Sniper has also been vaulted. Historically, the Semi-Auto Sniper was vaulted in 6.21, so you can use that as an argument. I think the Semi-Auto was an okay option against the Bolt, Hunting, and Heavy Snipers. I think those were all better options, though. The one thing that I really liked about the Semi-Auto Sniper is that if you were new to sniping, this was a good learning tool, as you would fire more shots. You can get a better idea of how far your shot will drop and how much you need to lead your shot. So there's that. But honestly, this thing wasn't super amazing, so I'm kind of okay with it being vaulted. It's very difficult to buff this Semi-Auto anymore, because if it does 80 damage, then you're able to one-shot into 200 damage, which I think makes it honestly a bit broken. So I think vaulting it is an okay choice. I don't really have a problem with this. But overall, I think this is generally a positive update. I think the Silence SMG Unvault was a really good choice, and the 2 vaultings, I don't think really matter all that much. They were okay weapons that weren't exceptional. So I think this is a pretty good update overall. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.